You know that feeling when you look out your window on a winter morning and just, wow, the whole world looks like it's been turned into a crystal palace. Every single branch, every surface is just shimmering in glass. It's absolutely breathtaking. But what if I told you that all that beauty, it's hiding a really destructive secret? We're going to uncover the truth behind one of nature's most deceptive and dangerous phenomena, the ice storm. I mean, just look at this. It's like something out of a fairy tale, right? It's just a simple tree branch, but it's been perfectly encased in this sleeve of crystal clear ice. You can even see the delicate little icicles hanging down. Everything's so silent, so still. It's honestly kind of magical. This is the kind of thing that makes you just stop and stare, marveling at how wild and beautiful nature can be. Yeah, it's beautiful, no question. But what if I told you that stunning little sculpture is actually a warning sign, a sign of some serious danger? Because that delicate coating of ice, that's just the beginning of an event that can bring entire cities to a grinding halt, and I mean way more effectively than any blizzard ever could. So, to really get why this is so dangerous, we first have to understand how this natural glass sculpture even gets made in the first place. Because this isn't just frozen water, nope. It's the result of a very specific and pretty precarious set of conditions up in the atmosphere. And right away, here's the first thing that might surprise you. An ice storm doesn't start with snow. It actually starts with rain. And believe me, that is the crucial detail. We're not talking about fluffy snowflakes falling from the sky. We're talking about actual liquid water. So the real culprit here is something called freezing rain. Okay, picture this in your head. You've got this weird sandwich in the atmosphere. A layer of warm air is stuck right between two layers of freezing cold air. So snowflakes start to fall from way up high, right? They pass through that warm layer and they melt into raindrops. But then, and this is the key part, they hit that final cold layer right above the ground, but they don't have enough time to freeze back into ice pellets. They arrive as this super-cooled liquid, and the second they touch anything, a branch, a road, a power line that's at or below freezing, bam, they freeze instantly. And that instantaneous freezing is exactly where the real danger kicks in. This is how that beautiful glass sculpture we saw starts to build up and become this massive destructive force. See, the problem isn't just that things are icy. The real problem is the sheer crushing weight of it all. Think about it. Snow, well, you can blow snow away, right? It might just sit lightly on a branch. But freezing rain is different. It coats everything it touches, and it just keeps coming. As that rain keeps falling, it's adding layer after layer after layer of solid ice. And with every single one of those layers comes more and more unrelenting weight. And just to give you an idea of how heavy this gets, get this. A mere half-inch of ice accumulation, we're talking about the thickness of your pinky finger, can add 500 pounds of extra weight to a single span of power line. 500 pounds! That's like hanging a fully stocked vending machine from a single wire. It's just incredible. And, well, this is what happens next. That insane amount of weight isn't just on the power lines, it's on the trees. It pulls down massive limbs, sometimes even whole trees, and they come crashing down with unbelievable force, just crushing anything and everything that happens to be underneath. So, you see, the destruction isn't just a few broken branches here and there. No, when a major ice storm hits, it doesn't just break things. It brings the entire world to a complete, and I mean utter, standstill. It literally encases everything in a solid sheet of ice. I mean, just look at this parking lot. Every single one of those cars is sealed shut inside a thick shell of ice. You couldn't open that door if you tried. The windows are totally iced over. Your car stops being a car. It's basically a frozen monument now. And hey, let's say you somehow managed to chip your way inside. So what? Where are you gonna go? The roads have been turned into literal skating rinks. You've got zero traction. Driving isn't just difficult, it's pretty much impossible, and it's incredibly dangerous. You end up with people just stranded everywhere. And don't think for a second this is just a problem for people out in the country. Even in the middle of a huge, bustling city, life just slows to a crawl. The entire infrastructure we all rely on every day, the roads, the power, our communication lines, all of it gets paralyzed by what looks like just a thin layer of ice. All right, so this brings us to the most crucial point of all. We absolutely have to stop thinking about ice storms as just a bad snow day. They're not. They are a whole different beast, an entirely different category of natural disaster. And this comparison really says it all, doesn't it? When you see a snowstorm, things are covered. It's disruptive, for sure. But then you look at the aftermath of an ice storm. Things aren't just covered, they're encased. The ice literally bonds to every surface, weighing it all down until it just breaks. So let's really break down that critical difference. Snow, right? It's light, it's powdery, you can move it. You can get out a plow, a shovel, or just a brush and get it out of the way. But ice? Oh man. Ice is dense. It's heavy. You don't just brush it off, it's bonded to the surface. You can't plow it. Your only options are to try and melt it or, gosh, chip it away bit by bit. And its number one characteristic? That crushing, destructive weight. So to wrap it all up, what's the big takeaway here? An ice storm is just fundamentally different. You have to think of it as a storm of solid weight, not fluffy flakes. It coats every single surface and creates this heavy, seamless sheet of ice. And it's that weight, and that weight alone, that snaps trees like twigs, brings down our power lines, and paralyzes our entire infrastructure in a way that, frankly, a snowstorm almost never can. And all of this leaves us with one last, pretty important question to think about. We know how devastating these events can be, but as our global weather patterns continue to change, becoming more and more unpredictable, are we really prepared for the next perfect storm? For the next time nature decides to create one of its absolutely beautiful and utterly terrifying masterpieces?